dias to beautiful Huánuco, Nicaragua. Today is Sunday, the last day of Festival de Maíz. I'm going to take a quick trip over here to Parque Morazán, the central park. This is where most of the festivities were happening yesterday. I was informed that they basically transitioned them down to the southern park, Parque Darío, and the road in between, the avenue, should be all blocked off with events and festivities. So we are off on a quick walk through the park. Video. We're gonna do the counterclockwise walk. Now, this monument in particular was constructed a while ago. It was brought over to this park a couple months ago. In particular with San Jacinto Day, the Hombre a los Héroes Nacionales Indios Flecheros de Matagalpa, la participación heroica de siete Indios Flecheros de Matagalpa fue determinante en la gloriosa batalla de San Jacinto en 14 de septiembre de año 1816, venciendo y expulsando a los filibusteros encabezados por el norteamericano William Walker. La Asamblea Nacional de la República de Nicaragua decisión plenaria de declarar héroes nacionales en 18 de septiembre de año 2012. Mi esperanza defenderá y decoro nacional y daría rendición a los primeros from Augusto Cesar Sandino. So, for those of you that speak even less Spanish than I do, this is a memorial to the 60 archers that were part of the Battle of San Jacinto, which was a holiday 2 weeks ago here. Well, it's national, but in particular, it's about the repulsion of William Walker, who was a North American, and his private mercenaries known as filibusters. I highly encourage you to watch the movie with Ed Harris starring as William Walker. It's a great depiction with historical value and some comedy thrown into it. I've mentioned it before, but it's an absolute riot to see the fact that an American about 160 years ago decided that eminent domain said he had the right to come down here, invade foreign countries, and impose slavery. So a white American could rule over the people and deplete them of all their natural resources and enslave them. So again, if you get a chance, watch the movie. It came out, I believe, about 1990. It's a great performance by Ed Harris. I really give him credit for it. So the plaque was added about 2 weeks ago. The monument was here about 2 months ago. It used to be across the street over at the Museo de la Revolución, which is the building topped over across the street. We're going to go through. You've seen this before. This is the Central Cathedral. So many of the events of the community happen here. I'm going to stop talking in a second because the music will get loud. What you're going to see is a lot of vendors. So this is the Festiva de Maíz, which is the Festival of Corn. Corn is a significant product here, not just for food. For a quick history lesson, to our knowledge, corn was the first agriculturally cultivated crop of the Americas. It's been used by indigenous peoples for over 10,000 years. It predates the Olmecs, it predates the Toltecs, the Mayans, the Aztecs. The understanding that it came from another grain of a grass that was in southwestern Mexico and then cultivated through the rest of Central Americano before it was brought to Americano Sur or to Norte Americana. So a lot of cultural significance for the people. Obviously, we have beans and rice. The gallo pinto is a staple food here that can be served in all three meals. Your tortillas and the varieties of tortillas. Corn is absolutely essential. I'm going to show you the origination of bourbon. We have basically a pre-corn whiskey here, and I don't drink any longer, but I do have experience making my own whiskey, making my own beers. I'll show you some of that. But with that, we're going to walk through. I'm going to shut up now, and you can see some of the people, the vendors, a little bit of regalo going on. Band stage is central. Mr. Casillas for 50 Cordoba, por Crea, por Sabor. See, the Casillas is another traditional food. We've got some jewelry vendors. Ah, here we go. Fresh fruta, bananas, and of course you can't go wrong with a little Florida kind of rum here. Quick reminder, there are no promotional incentives here. I'm not getting a kickback from anybody. Pueblo Indigena de Matagalpa, celebrating the historical values of the corn. Cooking it off the charcoal, truly roasted corn.
Bueno, y de las familias que nos escuchan desde esta tarima, las familias de los barrios de los alrededores del Parque Morazán, Parque Feria, invitarles a que nos acompañen en esta importante feria del maíz, nuestra raíz.
So elotes is the traditional name of street corn, where you actually have it roasted and then you have it covered in either a cream, cheese, mayo concoction.
La gallina ciega, el más comelón, la mazorca veloz.
Lots and lots of corn.
Vamos a tener el concurso de música norteña, música nuestra. Saludos, hermanos y hermanas. Bienvenidos a todos y a todas.
Tamales wrapped in the banana leaf. Yeah, lots of chicha. So that is corn booze. That is pre-whiskey.
Ya está listo ahí abajo, compañeras.
So the elote es loco, elote loco, super loco, extra loco, y más jalapeno loco. So it's a good thing I just had
Bueno,
breakfast.
entonces vamos para la carrera de cinta. Acá buscando el río detrás de la tarima. Así que invitamos a todo el público presente que nos acompañen en la carrera de cinta.
So again,
Vamos a
more
ver
of the
estos
liquor.
jinetes enchultar la argolla para ver quién es el ganador y se lleva el premio de la carrera de cinta. Les invitamos a todos y a todas que nos acompañen acá detrás de tarima y vamos a llevar a cabo el evento de la carrera de cinta. Todos y todas están invitados para que vengan a buscar su silla en sombrita y que disfruten este evento tan importante. La carrera de cinta, todos y todas allá detrás de tarima buscando el río y vamos a estar con la carrera de cinta. Vámonos todos para allá, todos para allá, todos para allá.
If you think I talk a lot, these guys somehow just don't breathe between speaking. They just speak continuously.
Todo el mundo detrás de tarima buscando el río.
Yeah.
Ahí vamos a tener la carrera de cinta.
Casillas, Nagarotes.
Esa alegre carrera de cinta. Vamos a ver esos jinetes cómo se las pican a todo galope enchutando la argolla. Vamos todos para detrás de tarima. Saludos a Vilma. detrás de tarima, la carrera de cinta. Ya vamos a dar inicio, así que todo el mundo para acá, para que disfruten este evento tan importante y tradicional, la carrera de cinta, desde la época de nuestros tatarabuelos. Saludos a todos estos bailarines, ya la soltaron. Todo el mundo detrás de tarima, la carrera de cinta. Vamos a ver quién es el ganador de la carrera de cinta y quién será la señorita que será coronada como reina de la carrera de cinta. Sí. Nos vamos pues para la carrera de cinta.
Yep, he took a breath. All right. So with that, yes, all things corn. Tamales. The India Vago. Tortillas. Very smooth. Watch. So, fresh homemade tortillas. You may see the masa in the stores. This is how it's actually made by hand. So, solo con masa. I had mentioned I was going to be having an amigo of mine who was a native speaker that was going to help me do some interviews and translate. Unfortunately, he had a family emergency back in Jinotega, had to jump the bus, so he won't be here. But, you know, prime example, life here is fluid. It's not all about plans and agendas and scheduling. Nice. That is exactly what my pupusas would go on. Oh, that looks delicious. All it needs is some vigorón, put on some cabbage shredded, put on some chicharrón, some queso. Okay, so before I start getting hungry again, papas fritas. Kind of funny, a food from the US that's actually from France. Papas fritas, French fries. You will see French fries served with almost all meals here. It is the #1 way to get potatoes into your diet. Ooh. All the way. Nice. Very nice. Oh, yeah, that's my style. That is a big pupusa. The video for YouTube. Están haciendo 6 años de cine viva en Matagalpa, fiesta de maíz.
Muchas gracias.
Okay. Yeah, I pulled that off. Yeah, this is one of my favorites. Now, technically, Your pupusa is traditionally an El Salvadorian meal. They are the neighbors. You will see a lot of cross-cultural. So you have a queso embedded into the tortilla, and you will tend to see it covered with either a cream. You will have a salad, which is basically a pickled or fermented shredded cabbage, potentially meat. You'll see jalapeno, other peppers. Obviously, pollo is your #1 meat in the South. The varieties of pork, more often than not, you'll see a chicharron, which we would think of to be like a pork rind, only a fresh pork rind. Yeah, I'll be coming back for a pupusa. Absolutely. The corn cookies, which there's a big famous ones to the north. Elton did a video on where he got them from where is originally the source. One of our local asados here. Asados Haralan, which serves, as you can read, the tacos enchiladas, the papas rellenas, cerdos fritos, desmuandos, maduro con queso, ripe plantains with cheese. Can't go wrong with Maduro con queso. Your pollo risotado, which is your rotisserie chicken. Castilla en salsa y más. Desayunos is breakfast. The almuerzos is lunch. And cena is dinner. They do natural drinks. The frescos naturales. Gaseolas is your carbonated beverages. And cafe is your coffee. Ooh, now we're talking. So, again, another one from the States, hamburguesa. Hamburguesa is very popular here, your hamburger. Hot dogs tend to be kind of unique here. I've had 2 hot dogs in country. They were both totally different. Tacos Bria is famous. I am a huge fan of a torta. So, again, lots of incredible food here today. From the El Sazon de Maritza. We'll get it right yet. Now, there should be an identical festival happening a half-mile away down at the other park. I'm going to be checking this video before I head down south, and we'll do a part 2. But I'm going to walk back up here and get me some shade.
En nuestra del día de hoy también tenemos el concurso de la gallina ciega. Así que esos chavalitos, por favor, ahí poniéndose filas para ganarse esa gallina e irse a tirar su respectiva sopa. Así que lo que quiere participar también, lo que quiere disfrutar de la carrera de cinta se está desarrollando aquí detrás de Tarima, buscando la parte del río. Ahí pueden ir a observar, y por supuesto, ahí que toda la carrera de la carrera de cinta. Ahí en la parte de atrás de Tarima principal está ubicado otra Tarima, donde se está desarrollando en este momento lo que es la carrera de cinta. Quiero invitar a participar de las diversas actividades el día de hoy, conmigo.
Already, I cooled off a little bit. The camera cooled off a little bit, and I checked that I did not lose any video footage on that. So, still in here in Parque Morazán. I'm going to do a half walk through here. We're going to check out a little more of the music with the dancing, so you don't hear my narration as much.
Se y el Nazareno, aquí y el Nazareno. Estos son recuerdos, el carnaval barranquillero, en mi kiosquito.
Lots of corn whiskey. My phone carrier, Claro. You basically have Tigo or Claro, and kind of the popularity contest, Claro wins overall. When you come down here, hopefully you've got T-Mobile already. Easiest transition for international use. They're partnered with Claro and makes things easy. You see Molokai Cafe, one of my favorites, right next to them, Selección Nicaragüense. That's the location I go to less often, as there is a Selección Nicaragüense literally around the corner from where I take my classes for Spanish. The amusement rides right now a little defunct. I assume they wait until it's cooler at night. And other side of the cathedral I show less often. And he likes his whistle. Alright, I was going to do a walk down to the other park. So here's where I get my exercise to burn off the grandioso frozen bowl of fruit I had for breakfast this morning and my 2 cappuccino. You learn to dodge umbrellas. If the average height of a woman here is about 5'4", that puts the umbrellas, needles for the fan right about 5'8", which is about where my eyes are. As safe as it's going to be to cross. All right, that is the local central police station in blue and black. Had some comments on our WhatsApp channel yesterday. People were asking about a heavy presence of armed police in Managua yesterday, and could be lots of reasons for that. Most police here themselves are not armed. It's extremely difficult to get a license to carry a firearm, and then there's a separate license to be able to have ammo in the firearm. So, as I was reminded, they're all national. The fire department and the police are all national force. But you'll see a uniform of blue and black, very common, which almost never have a sidearm. And then you have the specialized police force, which will be in all black, looks like a SWAT unit. And they do have firearms. And then you actually have the military, which you'll tend to see in camo. So people often get them confused. haven't walked this way in a little way. Oh, I meant to fail to mention that place right there, Guerreras. Supposedly the location I just walked past is where Guerreras were created. And well, Elton's got a great video where he sat down and discovered them. That's how I found them, after following his Matagalpa footsteps in his video. Awful quiet on a Sunday, kind of like my Easter walk. House of Printers. All right. Buenas. Speaking of fire department, that would be your local fire department. Benito Cuerpo de Bomberos. Yep, that would be them. Yeah, there's some trash being carried by the wind. I'm assuming a lot of this plastic may have to do with the festivities, and some of it could just be regular garbage. Garbage is worse depending on when people put their trash out. So we actually have 3 trash collections a week, and you'll hear there's Yum Yum, which I still have not visited yet. You will hear the trash guy come by because they have a metal gas cylinder and a mallet, and they'll be tapping away on it. But yeah, they come by Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, normally early in the morning. So you don't want to put your trash out the night before. Dogs will get into it, and if you put it out too late, you've missed your trash pickup. So happy to see more people are starting to separate their trash. So I did witness an actual recycling program going on in Managua. I do see trash collectors separate some recyclable, primarily aluminum, but not always. Yeah, we're gonna do the river. This is kind of a dangerous blind spot here. But what you do have is pickers that will go through the trash to find recyclables, primarily aluminum. So outside of the dogs, sometimes the pickers tear apart the trash on the road, leave it there. So knowing that the aluminum has value to somebody, and I can't directly turn it into a recycler, and there's no guarantee it's actually going to be recycled by the garbage men, I separate all my crushed aluminum cans into one bag, make it easy pickings for somebody who's doing that for money to feed their family. This is a lot more water flow than when I first got here back in March. Due to the amount of rain that we've had, consistent, it's not all day long, but we will get some heavy shower. We'll get some thunderstorms. I've experienced more thunder in the last 2 weeks than I had the other 6, almost 7 months in country. You will see, so this water is literally racing down from the mountains in the back. We are on a lower end of town where I live. This is heading towards the southeast end of town. I live closer to the north, I'm sorry, this is the southwest end of town. I live closer to the northeast end of town at a higher elevation. Periodically you will see me cross over a small canal drainage, and it doesn't have this much flow. But yeah, it's nice to see that there's water in the river. We did have our water turned off last night until this morning. So you do your laundry early in the morning when you can, so you can line dry it. Like I've said before, the other end is you don't know when water's going to be turned off. So it might not be just because there was a heavy rainfall that just occurred. It might be there is so much water flow going through this river that the water treatment system can't process it fast enough. So they will turn off municipal water long enough to treat the existing tanks, and then resume water flow once the testing comes to a clear level. Obviously, there's a science to it that the public isn't fully aware. There's no notifications. You go to turn on a faucet and there's no water. Used the restroom, went to go wash my hands. There was no water last night, so I had to use some of my drinking water to wash my hands, which is fine. I will show another video of the biofilter, the clay jar that I bought that helps filter water. So I buy bottled water like most people here do. The tap water is safe to drink. It just doesn't taste great, so most people, local or not, pay for bottled water service. And I'm paying what did I say, 150 cord. Yeah, I'm paying less than $5 to have 2 5-gallon plastic bottles delivered to my apartment. So you can't complain about the cost of bottled water. You don't see a lot of individual 16-ounce bottles. People go for a larger volume. You don't see a lot of people walking around with bottles of water. They go somewhere, get out of the sun, and have something refreshing to drink. I'm probably one of the few with a Camelback. People are always surprised, especially like all the kids on the motorcycles are really intrigued by the backpack with the water on its back. So I saw an official number, unrelated, but motorcycles outnumber cars in this country 2 to 1. There are a lot of motorcycles noticeably here. It's the easier form of transportation. You can get a small 150, 200cc moto here for about 70,000 cord, so about $2,000 US, versus you could start looking, if you're looking at a new vehicle, because obviously the used prices are all over and various levels of functionality, but you could be looking at a new car for as little as $8,000. So if you are on a tight budget, or you're just starting to work and get out on your own, spending $2,000 versus $8,000 is kind of a no-brainer. You will still see families on a motorcycle. I've seen 3, 4, and 5 people on a moto. I've seen women holding infants, newborns in their arms. No helmet. There is a helmet law here. And recently, in the last few months, the government is starting to enforce more of its vehicle laws. When they did a lowering of the speed limit, they made helmets required. They did a few other ones. They weren't going to allow children under the age of 18 on motorcycles. Now that one's hard, because again, this might be family transportation. Wow, we just caught that. He is trying to clean the line of something hanging off of it, and the line just popped. So that would be Del Norte Del Sur Contractor. They are the electric company here. And despite the craziness of all these wires that you see hanging everywhere, the grid itself works. I don't pretend to know how it works. It looks very chaotic, but it works. Our power outs are normally seconds. I think the longest true power outage I've had here was about 45 minutes, and that's when somebody hit a transformer. Even though they didn't have the transformer replaced, they were able to quickly hop to another portion of the grid until it could get replaced. But again, it looks chaotic, and it works. And as you've seen me bragging about my electric bills running up to $16 a month, so I will take the $16 cost. We are close to where I often go. I may very well hop down from the river here soon. Basically, there's 2 main avenues that go north-south through town. Avenida de Bancos, which is the one you'll see in front of Brooklyn Cafe, goes past the banks, hence the name, Avenidos dos Bancos. And then there is a road parallel to it, 1 block over, which is also kind of a main strip. They're both one-way roads, so that makes sense. And I'm another block east of that one. So that middle road takes you directly to Parque Darío. This one is actually, you've seen me, this is the way I would go to get to the bus depot on the southwest end of town, which is named Cotran Sur. Yeah, this will be a good spot here. And of course, I picked uphill Look behind, look to the left, look to the right. Oh. Little hill. So I would love to be doing more videos of Barrio Huánuco. However, because I'm on the south end of the barrio, I'm at the bottom of the hills. It is a very steep climb. It's impressive. It's humbling because a lot of them I can't walk up. I mean, they're roads. So stick shift is pretty much the standard. And if you're at a 70-degree incline, riding the gas and brake, coming up to an intersection that nobody stops for in all four directions, it's a little unnerving. All right, this is the way I walk in from class, to class often. You talking about me? This building's been getting renovated for a little while. Okay.
Regresó a Cinza la locura más esperada del año. Estamos de feria con la gran venta.
Yep, the loudspeaker cars. Commercial advertisements and announcements of funerals. So one of those guys lives near me, evidently, because it was that loud at 11:30 at night broadcasting about funerals. You don't have a lot of mass communication. There's not a local newspaper, local TV channel. So how do people find out somebody died when you're going to have them in the ground in less than 72 hours? Loudspeakers up and down the roads. Hey, so-and-so died. It works. Somebody asked me about the why 72 hours, because they do not embalm and we are in the tropics. You'd have to be doing a hermetically sealed casket if you were going to wait longer than that. Decomp is not pretty or a pleasant aroma. Alright. I am not seeing big festivities. No, I am not. Wow. Business as usual in Parque Darío. Huh. Festivities are not here today. Well, either way, I get my steps in for the day. And the regular cast of characters. So when I come into class, I sit over here for a few minutes to kind of towel off some of the sweat, get ready for class. These guys are here permanently. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 food trucks that are on a permanent basis. The Selección Nicaragüense that I do attend is right there. You'll see Solar up there, very progressive company. They are the only cafes that I see that give you the option of how you want your coffee brewed. They offer a pour over, they offer a Chemex, they offer a French press. They carry a variety of coffee for sale, retail. A lot of it is organic, it's all fair trade, it's all local. There's no foreign coffees being sold. As the name implies, this is a selection by Nicaraguans for Nicaraguans, and yet historically people say that they don't have a high-end palate for coffee. They mostly drink instant, but this was a company obviously created by Nicas, for Nicas and the public, and they do well, and they make a great quality product, and the food's good too. I've had some of the food as well. Come in here to cool off. Often after the mile walk over here, I'll get an ice cold ice cafe mocha, and then my class is one block up and a couple feet over to the left. Well, let's see any of my regulars. Negative. All right, another example. I'm going to sit over here and cool off and check on the video.